And then there were two. On the Republican side, a big surprise last night after Senator Ted Cruz dropped out of the Republican GOP race. This morning, we have NKU political science professor Ryan Salzman joining us with a look at what's ahead now. And you said you had some notes drawn up yesterday afternoon, and well, toss those right out.
They were come about 8 p.m. last night. Yeah, they just had to be tossed right out.
Stunning announcement, would you call it?
I would call it a stunning announcement. In fact, I was talking to one of your colleagues the night before and saying, I don't think anybody's going to drop out. I thought that was the safe bet. But Senator Cruz must have seen the writing on the wall. There's always money issues involved with campaigning as well. Candidates often go into a lot of debt when they are running campaigns like this. And if he's seeing that he can't win Indiana, and he's looking at other polls into the future, and you're looking at the amount of money, and you kind of say, you know what, let's just go ahead and chalk it up and go out kind of with a bang, which is what he did. He was able to do it in a surprising fashion.
Well, and clearly Trump has such a huge role right now and a lot of momentum, and we do respect and love our Ohio governor, but the question is, what is he still doing in the race?
That's right. Well, you said two left on the Republican race, and I actually sat up straight for a minute and said, what two? Cruz is out. Yeah, you do kind of have to wonder. And on the Democratic side, you have Bernie making a very concerted effort to shape the nature of the platform moving forward. And that makes sense. He knows that mathematically it's not going to work out for him, so he's trying to leverage what he has to get a platform maybe for campaign finance reform, maybe for breaking up the big banks like he wants. But then there's a question of Kasich. Well, what's he doing? Is he trying to shape the platform? And there's no indications that that is what he's doing. So maybe he just has nothing better to do. That sounds kind of flippant, but I don't know. He's like a hobbyist right now.
Okay, so at this point, you mentioned Bernie Sanders and the platform. There's going to be a big shift focusing now on the Democratic side of this election season. So what are you expecting to see from these two?
Yeah, well, while it was good for Donald Trump that Ted Cruz dropped out, it may be even better for the Democrats that Ted Cruz dropped out because, like you say, now the attention's going to shift to them. You're going to see some very competitive races moving forward. Bernie's going to remain very competitive, but I think that while that narrative may shift some, and there will be a push by a lot of people to say, oh, he's back in it, the reality is that math is math, and that he's probably going to, she's going to clinch the nomination very soon. But as we're talking about, the nature of the dialogue will start to change as well. And I think that he's going to be successful and able to shift who's going to the convention, who's pushing for his platforms, and maybe those two policies I mentioned can actually kind of eke their way into Hillary's platform.
Is it too early to talk about vice presidential nominees?
It's never too early to talk about vice president. You know, there's one school of thought says they want to balance the ticket. So if you're running against Hillary, Donald Trump's going to be looking for a non-Northeastern, kind of white Anglo-Saxon Protestant WASP individual, so he's going to be looking for a female or a minority. There's one school of thought there, but if we've learned anything, and you've been right more often than not, I don't know why I'm not interviewing you about these things, is that when it comes to Donald Trump, all bets are off. But it will be very interesting to see.
Well, we look forward to talking to you anyways.
Absolutely, absolutely.